RDS plus the drop boxes for the 7 o'clock cut. You've got in play here now to be scanned about 6,500 ballots in inventory.
It looks like that need to be scanned right now. It's about 7,500 or something. Yeah.
75. Okay.
Yeah, it's basically 108,159 minus the 100,558.
Yeah, I had 107,179. Okay, fine. So about 7,500.
The processed credit for voting. That's how many we've scanned. We've scanned the outer envelope, the barcode on the outer envelope to give credit on 107,000 of those. Right. We've actually received 108,000. We just haven't scanned all of them.
Okay. All right. So you still got part of that 108,159 could still be in play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So essentially, we have to scan right now at least 7,500 tonight, but we've got the 38 drop boxes at 7 p.m. that will get in. There will probably be some late mail that'll come in. Anything we get by 7 will count, and then we have 2 drop boxes from this afternoon that I think Ralph said he can correct me if I'm wrong, they were picked up, but they might still be here and aren't in this figure. I don't know what the status is on those 2 drop boxes.
And this will be the last intake you have that will come in from the post office? Yes.
Post office and drop boxes, it'll be the last that will come in. And then we'll have UOCAVA that we can receive until Friday.
Okay. Yep.
All right, Mr. Wingate, is that?
Good. All right. Thank you.
Dr. Ruth.
Yes, thanks, Mayor Carroll and Rick. So with the vote review panel, can you tell us again when the panels are scheduled to meet?
There's going to be another vote review panel meeting at 11 o'clock tonight, and then again at 9 in the morning.
Okay. And what's your estimate of when we'll have full reporting?
Well, you mean for today, or just we should have we'll do provisionals on Friday.
Right, UOCAVA.
And UOCAVA on Friday.
Okay.
So, but essentially, we hope. Our goal is to finish absentee by mail tonight. Although anything after that vote review panel meets at 11, once they meet at 11. We'll still be scanning after 11. So any of those results have to be dealt with by the vote review panel in the morning. So those results will not be released until tomorrow.
Okay.
Because until those results are fed into the election management system and the vote review panel deals with the ballots that have to be adjudicated, we can't add those to the total.
Right. Okay. Great.
All right. Does that respond to your question, Dr. Ruth?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Johnson, any questions or comments?
Actually, no. 2 of my questions were already answered. Well, one question, just to be sure, what's the turnout, and I may have missed it, I'm sorry, but the overall turnout that you think it's looking like in Fulton County?
Well, with the 110, what is it? 109 for absentee by mail, and then the almost 271 for early voting, that gets us up to 380, and we've got at least 70 today, so so we're going to be above 450,000 for this election, and in November we were at 528, so it's not quite November, but for a runoff, this is pretty impressive turnout.
It is.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I have some trivial questions. I have heard on the news media about a few technical glitches and precincts having to stay open late in other counties, but not in Fulton. It sounds like.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I think I have the floor. Have there been any of those problems of scanners breaking down or
you know, we had to, I think there was one scanner I know of that we repaired in the field. I think we, you know, I don't know what the techs fixed in the field, but there wasn't anything of consequence today, of which I'm aware. Nadine may know of something else that I don't. We also, all of our precincts opened on time. So.
Wonderful. Anything else from any board member about today? Mr. Wingate?
Yeah, I got one other quick one. As of right now, Rick, coming through EV, do you know how many provisionals you have on hand?
I do have no provisional numbers. No. Usually EV provisionals are low. It's a low number though.
Okay.
I don't know if Sharon knows the number, but I don't know if she's on here. I don't see her out there.
I had a report that the North Annex operated most of the day on provisional ballots, and it made no damn sense to me.
Well, it's because there are two early voting sites in particular that vote a ton of provisional voters every election. And it's the North Annex and CT Martin, because people go there thinking that they can vote there, even when they're out of precinct. So that we get high provisional numbers from those two sites. They're usually in the top 6 every election. CT Martin also had a lot of provisionals too.
Yeah, part of that report is that they had people coming in from DeKalb and Cobb trying to vote in there.
Oh, that's possible as well.
Crazy. Okay.
But they get a lot of out of precinct voters because since it happens more at the early voting sites than at other locations.
Sounds okay. All right, thank you.
All right. Any further questions or comments?
Just one. Will all the equipment be picked up?
We start picking up equipment tomorrow. There's probably a couple that'll get picked up tonight, but it's the staff is pretty much focused on. Well, Nadine, you want to answer that?
Yeah, we will start pickup tomorrow. It probably will go on through until the 13th.
Okay, great.
Okay. Does that conclude discussion of the runoff election by members of the board? And it looks like it does. And then we can get to item number 4 on the agenda. And actually item number 4 and number 5 sort of meld together. And that is the approval of our tentative Board of Elections meeting schedule. This was published for us at our last regular meeting. Since that time, I asked the board to indulge me by changing our January regular meeting from January 14th to the 15th, which you assented to, and you will see that it says the 15th, and we will also certify election results at that same meeting. Otherwise, the the schedule is as published at our last monthly meeting. Any issues with our schedule as now presented? Then do I have the concurrence of the board? And of course, we can always change this, but do I have the concurrence of the board that this represents our schedule for the coming year that will be published to the public so that they know when our meetings are. Mr. Wingate?
One quick issue with this. Can we get information on what these elections are covering?
Which election?
We have these dates where it says specials, right? You know, when you know.
It could, the specials would be if could be for anything. If somebody if, for example, Fulton County Schools thought about having a March election on I think it was a T-SPLOST, and they've decided against that, thankfully. So right now that's an open date for us, and I hope all those special elections stay open until November, which is then the municipal elections. It's the Atlanta Municipal General.
So these are put
think
in
the
because
question
those would be the dates, but we don't know whether or
Yeah,
not
they're just in case dates.
okay.
Right.
All right. Thank
Mr.
you.
Johnson?
And
No,
all
that's what
those-
I was going to say that Rick just mentioned. Those are just dates that they put out for the year. There may be no election for that date.
My
Correct. And it-
understanding of Georgia law is that Georgia law says that you can only have elections about 4 times a year. And therefore, what we see here are the dates that there would be if there is anybody or anybody to elect or any special measure to approve. But those are, as you have all said, open right now. All right.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
in your last month's packet, I provided the board meeting. Along with that, there was a short calendar from the Secretary of State's office. So that could give you a better idea of what these elections, not necessarily what you all will be voting on, but just give you an idea of what the
Okay.
I mean, if it's municipal, you know, those kind of things. Yeah.
I'm looking forward only to one, and only because it's just one, which is the municipal one.
Well, if it's not until November, it may not even be that many.
Right. Okay. Any further questions about our tentative schedule? Let me repeat, we can always change this during the year, but this we are going to ask Ms. Bodison to post these as our schedule. And so do I have the concurrence of the board that this is what Ms. Bodison should post as our scheduled date of board meetings for 2021?
Fine by me.
Okay. And
Yes.
hearing no objection, let it take that course. Okay, and that, which includes the certification date next on January the 15th, takes care of both items number 4 and number 5. Let me, since we are running very expeditiously this evening, say that there are certain things that we like to do at the beginning of the year, and I intend that we are going to start doing them. Among other things, I'm going to send out to you our bylaws and ask for any proposed amendments to our bylaws. Among other things, I am going to have some things on a to-do list, and on my to-do list is to figure out how to respond to Tyler Perry, I guess, and many other citizens who say, I sent for an absentee ballot and I never got one. It seems to me that there is a general answer that we need to find, and I would like to have that discussion at our next meeting. That is just to tell you what I think would be a nice idea and ask you for your own, but I will get in touch with you before the meeting so we can bring those together. If that concludes our itemized number of topics for the evening, let me ask if any member of this board wishes to go into executive session to discuss personnel or litigation matters.
Not now.
delighted. Okay. And hearing that, and once again, congratulating Mr. Barron and his staff for getting us to this point. Let me ask if there is a motion to conclude the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we adjourn this meeting. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? This meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
And
Have a good
I'll get you a Dropbox figure later tonight, what we get in.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be great.
Okay.
Thank you, Director.
Bye.
Bye-bye.